So I just got off this panel talking about the tips that I use for time management. And I literally thought a lot of people use this, but apparently that's not the case. So I thought, okay, I'm not going to make any assumptions. I'm going to come and share it with my community. What are the tips that I use for time management when I feel overwhelmed, and how do I really decrease the stress that happens just with being a CEO of a business, of a nonprofit, whatever that is. So here you go. I'm going to make it really succinct and just share with you what I do. So number one is, this might sound crazy, but I have theme days. So the theme days mean on Sunday it's called Social Media Sunday. So I literally schedule all of my social media, right? I use automation to its capacity. I schedule all of my social media on Sunday, and when I don't schedule it on Sunday, um, I know I can tell because it throws me off my game. So, and then on Monday, I do Marketing Monday. And then on Tuesday, I do like the Task Tuesday. That's, I go through my emails, I look and see what came in, what task I have to do by what dates to get it done. On Wednesdays, it's like whatever Wednesday, because things, of course, are not going to, you're not going to get everything done on that day on Tuesday. So some things roll over. And so I do that on Wednesday. And so you kind of get the themes. Those are what I do. Thursday, really again goes back to Task Thursday. And then Friday, that's my Friday in my head. I call it Fun Friday because there's things that I like to do that maybe my coach would say is not necessarily working. You know how they say, like, work in your business or on your business. So some of those things, those guilty things that I like to do, I put them on Friday. So that's what I do, and I use a lot of automation. And so people ask, well, what are the automations that you use? Well, I use Trello. I love Trello, and I use Trello more for the bigger picture things. So that, let's say if I'm putting on a workshop and there's like all these steps to the workshop, I have a Trello board that I just build out that tells me all of the steps, and I just follow that Trello board. I use Monday.com to talk to the teams. I'm not very proficient in Monday.com because I do use it with a partner. So I just kind of go in there, and when they're communicating with me, I can see what my part is. There's also Airtable and Asana. So I automate the HELL hockey sticks out of things. With Facebook, there's Meta. Now even on LinkedIn, you can schedule. So that's one. Automation, having theme days. So technically, that's two, right? The other thing is, when I get really overwhelmed, when it comes to time management, there's two things that I do. One is I do go outside. I stop what I'm doing, and I listen to my mind and reset my mindset. I stop what I'm doing. I will get up. I will go outside, and I will put my feet in the grass to reground myself. This really helps me. I didn't think it was going to help me. A friend of mine told me about it, and I do it, and it's like, okay, this actually works. The other thing that I do when I get overwhelmed is I time block. And so several projects are happening at one time, and I'm just kind of going crazy. I'll say, okay, I'm going to time block. I'm going to from 12 to 2, I'm going to work on this project. And that's all I'm going to work on. I'm not going to look at emails. I'm not going to do anything else. I'm just going to look at these things. And then from 2 to whatever, 2 to 2:30, I'm only going to work on this. And so I time block. That really helps me. So actually, I've given you 4 tips, right? The theme days: Social Media Sunday, Marketing Monday, Task Tuesday, whatever Wednesday, Task Thursday, Fun Friday. Yeah, I'm a little anal about that. And the automation using Trello, Asana, a Monday. That really helps me, using Meta to its full extent. All the tools that LinkedIn have for scheduling. And then if you get really overwhelmed, right, you can use Go outside. Now, I know some people aren't nature people. We talked about that. But I'm not a nature person. I don't like being outside, right? I don't like the bugs. I don't like the ants. I don't like none of that. But when I am overwhelmed, it does help me, even when it's hot outside, find me a little shade spot and just connect with nature. It really does recenter me. And then time blocking. And the other thing that I talked about, and that what I took, and the other people on the panel was Lauren Ramirez and Jenna Cuellar. They really had some good points that they made as well. I really like. I'm a night owl as well, but I have learned that, and what Jenna said too, you need to get your sleep. And this week, I'll be very honest with you, I fell off the wagon, right? Fell off the wagon as far as getting my sleep. Here's the tricks I've learned about that. I literally have to have my phone in another room. I went and bought a 10-foot cord this past week. I have my phone by my bed. And what I noticed when I had my phone by my bed, I would get on TikTok and I would scroll till 3 o'clock in the morning. I have to go back to literally putting my phone in another room. Now, what does that have to do with time management? If I get my sleep, I wake up earlier. And not only do I wake up earlier, I have time to go walk my dog. I have time to process what I have to get done that day. I have that time and I'm not sleepy and groggly and all those things. So that's one of the things that was reinforced to me on this panel. I need to go back and make sure that if I know I have a problem, and I do have a problem, if my phone is next to me, I will scroll and I will scroll to 3 o'clock in the morning. And that lends to my next day not being I can't get a lot done because I'm still asleep. Okay, I'm still asleep. And so I need to listen to myself and keep practicing those things that I know work for me. So as a busy CEO, as a busy entrepreneur, as a busy family person, whatever it is, you need to figure out the tools that will help you. Now, I'm going to go back to knowing that I have a problem with the phone next to me. I personally know now, and it's reaffirmed to me, that I need to charge my phone away from me in another room, because if it's there next to me, I will spend to 3 o'clock on social media, and it's not even business related. I'm literally just on TikTok looking at the Chinese soap operas. Don't judge. I like them. If you haven't looked at them, you should. So there's that. Now, also, I will say this, the other thing that was reinforced, and if you don't know my story, not having a good time management system and getting stressed out can really lead to dis-ease in your body. And so I've had that dis-ease in my body. And what I learned again and was reinforced to me by Lauren and more so Jenna as well, as is you have to move. And so you have to sleep and you have to move. So the sleep was reinforced to me, talked about that. And the movement, it goes together for me, because if I sleep, then I can get up earlier and I can go and do walk. Now, I don't use the word workout because that's a mental block for me. So I'll just go for a walk. Okay. So make sure that you are moving, because movement is medicine. And I remember with my staff, we would sometimes get up collectively, and we had a track right outside of our office, because remember, I was after school programs and youth development. So we had a track right outside of our office. We would get up collectively and we would go walk around the track. Now, we would partner with the person we were going to walk with and we would talk about business, but we were moving. and we were talking. Sometimes we think that we're stuck in an office environment and we can't really move or exercise or do any of those things like that, but you can and still get work done. So we took advantage of our surroundings and got up and did a walk around the track and still met with the person that we needed to meet with and debriefed each other. So you have to figure out little ways that you can do that because movement is medicine, and that was reinforced to me. So figure out what time management is for you. I'm gonna give one more tip because I used to do this one because sometimes you say automation and you say these things and people it's kind of like so if that turns you off, a simple one that you can do is just use the task feature in Google or Outlook and put yourself an alert. And that will remind you of the different tasks that you need to do. So I learned that from my boss. Before all this like to-do list platform and all that came out, she would literally she would say Sabrina and then what the task was, and then she would share that task with me, and that way it was on her task list and my task list. And then when we had our meetings, we would go through that task list and see where we were at on those projects. So time management, we all have the same amount of time in a day, which is 24 hours in a day. And some people always say, well, I don't have time to do this, and I don't have time to do this, and I don't have time to do this. Look, we all have the same amount of time. You have to be strategic in how you spend your time. And I'm going to talk to, again, remember how I said the fun Fridays, the fundraising, or the fun Friday Wow. This is interesting. Okay, I don't quite know what's going on. So it's so hot in Texas that I think I got disconnected. My phone got hot. So I'm probably going to have to go and delete all of this. This is interesting because y'all are learning with me. So hopefully, I'm probably going to start all over again. Let's do this again. Okay, so yeah, that was awkward. Well, I'm in Texas and the phone got so hot that it stopped recording. So I am going to go and see if we can fix this and I'll come back to y'all. Bye.